Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the narcissistic relationship changed you forever. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So when you were in the narcissistic relationship, you know what that was like. You know what you did, you didn't do, how much you contributed, how much you gave to a fault. Perhaps you were a people pleaser. Perhaps you couldn't say no, which is the strongest word in the English language. I'm certain you didn't have many boundaries. What you were doing is you were finding yourself, losing your sense of self, losing your identity to an individual or individuals who turned out to be toxic, narcissistic individuals. You didn't know what narcissism was. You weren't taught this in school, so you could not prepare for what you were up against. And many times you were outnumbered. In other words, perhaps there was a pack of narcissists, or a family of narcissists, or a group, or a community, maybe the neighborhood, who knows. But the point is how the narcissistic relationship changed you forever. It's because you have, now that you're out of the relationship, let's say you've gone no contact, you've blocked the narcissist, maybe you relocated, started off fresh, you've understood that there were casualties of the narcissistic relationship left, right, and center. You lost family members, friends, acquaintances. Maybe you had to start brand new from scratch. Who knows? But the point being, how it changed you forever is because now you have come through the fire. You've risen through the ashes like a phoenix. You're now the third version of yourself. You're now galvanized. You're now changed and or transformed into something you never thought was possible. Go back in time before you met the narcissist. You were probably going through life relatively easily, meaning yes, you had challenges like as we all do, but you didn't really have your boundaries up, and you didn't trust your instincts or pay attention to red flags as much as you could have, which is one of the reasons why you fell prey to the narcissistic relationship, because they sized you up rather quickly. They did their homework on you and they figured out what made you tick, and then they said, wow, this person, which turned out to be you, will be a viable grade A source of supply, somebody that I can really do some damage to and take a lot of things from. That was you. So again, like I mentioned, when you met the narcissist, you didn't know what narcissism was. You had no idea. So your guard was down, your boundaries were down, and the narcissist was taking advantage of you over and over and over again. Maybe they were an energy vampire. Maybe you loaned them money, you never got it paid back. Maybe you married them and figured out that they were a narcissist. Maybe you had kids together. Maybe they had you relocate halfway around the globe to isolate you and to keep you as a source of supply. In other words, kind of like a fly caught up in a spider's web, because your support system had broken down because you were in the middle of nowhere. You were probably financially dependent upon the narcissist, and you were relying on them for everything from paying for food to how you lived and to paying the bills, etc. If any and or all of these examples were you, drop comments below, share the wisdom with the community. The point being is, once you've come through the fire and once you've processed what narcissism is and how it affected you and what you went through that most people can't even fathom, they can't wrap their head around it because they haven't experienced narcissism, and they can't believe any of the words or many of the words you're saying, because the person that you're speaking about, i.e. the narcissist, portrayed themselves to be one individual to the people you're talking to, and there was somebody else completely behind closed doors, which is where you endured most of the abuse. But this relationship changed you. It taught you exactly who you are. It created a new superhuman, which is you. You now have a superpower, which is understanding narcissistic abuse. You now have another language you speak. You speak the same language as me. We can connect with just a few sentences because we've been through the fire, and we understand the mountain of work we had to put into ourselves to get through that situation, that relationship, specifically the discard, if you were, or the ending of the relationship and breaking all the ties with the narcissist and with all the flying monkeys and people associated with them. Also, I mentioned the casualties of the relationship. Maybe you don't see your kids any longer, or stepkids, or extended family members, or neighbors, or colleagues, or friends, or maybe you had to leave a city, town, country, state, wherever, to start brand new. I get it. I understand it. If that's what you did and or had to do and or are doing, you know what I'm talking about. And now you understand that your empathy is a superpower. It's something that was weaponized against you throughout the body of the relationship. You also know now that many people, will say one thing and do another. And that example, actions do speak louder than words. So somebody can come up to you and tell you A, B, and C, and they could plant a seed, and then next thing you know, they don't do it. And then you're like, hey, what happened there? And they're like, I didn't say that. What are you doing? First of all, that's gaslighting. But second of all, that's not the kind of person you want to be around. You want to be around people that say something and they follow through with their actions as their words described previously. So when you find these kind of people, I would hold on to them, and I would really understand that there are not that many people on the planet that do what they say. There really aren't. There are good people on the planet, and there are people that mean well, but there are many people that will say one thing and retract their statement a little bit later on down the road for various reasons. One would be perhaps they're too close to the narcissist and they don't want to be a target themselves. Another reason could be is they never had intentions of following through with what they told you, so they're just toying with you, if you get my point. Another example could be they're gaslighting you. Who knows? I'm explaining to you that this relationship has changed you forever, because now you can understand a person's interests rather quickly when you get to meet them. You can understand and watch their language, their posture, the way they're saying things. Are they saying things just to fit in with the crowd? Are they trying to be somebody that they're not? You can understand if someone calls you on the phone, as an example, someone you just met, and let's say you exchange numbers and they called you once and they said, hey, let's grab a cup of coffee at 4 o'clock on Saturday. And you said, sure, sounds good. And you go to the place and they don't show up till 5:30. Well, that's strike one. Now, again, I have a 2-strike rule these days. That's a huge strike one. Actually, I don't even know if I give that person a strike 2. My point is, maybe something happened. Fair enough, I get it. Many people deserve second chances on the planet. I'm a huge believer in second chances, albeit not with a narcissistic or any narcissist at all. I'm saying that if that person showed up an hour and a half late, all right, fine, maybe give them a mulligan, it's up to you. But then say you make the same arrangement next week and they don't show up till 4:30, well, that's a pattern, and now it's hasta la vista. I don't need it in my life. Now, having said that, that's one way, because now you have boundaries and you can now size up people rather quickly, and you can tell just from their actions and or their words at times what their interests are. Do they really care about you? Will they really be there for you when the chips are down, when you need help? Or are they just asking you to be there for them, which is virtually every day of the week, and they're not there for you when you need help? It doesn't really matter what these individuals do these days. What matters is where you place your attention. And remember, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So what I'm sharing here, and this video may be a little bit shorter because of the sun, is that you now have boundaries. You now understand your value. You know that you've been through something that most people don't get the opportunity to go through, and you've conquered it. And that's the second part. A lot of people have a challenging time conquering the narcissistic abusive cycle, but you did, and you're doing it, and that's a good thing. Having said these things, why it's changed you is because now you know where you want to spend your time, your energy, your effort, your love, your empathy. Do you want to get back into a romantic relationship? Do you want to get back into a friend relationship? Do you want to relocate? Do you want to read a book, write a book, take a class, teach a class? What do you want out of life? In the past, what you were doing is you were living the narcissist's life. You were an extension of the narcissist. No longer are you doing that. You're now living your life. You're now making your decisions, and in your time, you will do what you want, with whom you want, when you want to do it. This is a good thing. This is exactly the path. This is exactly what you must do. And these are all positive things post-relationship. But it has changed you forever. No longer are you the person that sees others through rose-tinted glasses. No longer are you the person that will help other individuals out at the drop of a hat. No longer are you the person who will loan money without questioning the reason for it. No longer are you the person who will loan, let's say, gardening supplies to your neighbor and not get them returned till that season is over and they're damaged. You don't do these things any longer. Now, I'm not saying you live in self-isolation and do nothing at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you now know what you want out of life, what you can contribute, and what you won't allow, what you will and won't do, in other words. That is a good thing. That is a superpower. That is a blessing. That is putting yourself first, second, and third. Remember this. Along the healing path and along life, people will still pop up here and there. They will ask you questions, and they will claim that they need help, that they don't have money, or that they don't have a job, or they don't have a roof, or whatever it may be. I'm not saying everybody isn't trustworthy. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying use your determination, use your discernment, and figure out if you want to help individuals or not. Just because somebody asks you for help doesn't mean you have to be there for them, is what I'm saying. I know that's a difficult pill to swallow, but it's true. If you can help someone out and you know that they're a good individual, do it, go for it. If you've helped this person out before, and then when you needed help, they were MIA, well, then I'm not so sure you should be helping them out. Understand the message. I'm gonna say this before I close the video, because the sun it's really bright here, is that each and every one of us in life, we go through challenging times, difficult times. And if you made it this far in the video, I can assure you, you've gone through the narcissistic abusive cycle. You know what that's like. That is not, it is literally the most challenging thing you can go through in life. That's my take. And getting through it and conquering it and getting to the pinnacle, the mountaintop of indifference. But having said that, the people that you had to say goodbye to, or the people, the casualties of the relationship, maybe stepkids, or maybe kids, or maybe spouses, or maybe friends, or people in communities and such, business associates, these people also will go through difficult times. Trust me when I tell you, it may not be the narcissistic abusive cycle, maybe it will be, but it will be different things. And these people who watched you perhaps take a fall, or perhaps not go through a good period of time, let's say you were discarded, as I'm creating this video, they may be going through challenging times too. And they may be wishing that they reached out to you in the past and said, hey, you know, can I be there for you? Can I take you out to lunch? What's going on? You want to talk about it? So why I'm saying that is because nobody is immune to the narcissistic abusive cycle, number one. Nobody is immune to challenging times, and nobody is immune to this thing called life. We all go through it. The point of the video is to let you know that this narcissistic relationship has changed you forever, number one, in a good way is my hope. Number two, you have boundaries. Number three, that everybody experiences difficult times. Every single one of us. The key here for this video before I close it is to understand that you had to do the work by yourself, most likely to conquer the narcissistic abusive cycle. And many people sat on the sidelines and watched you struggle. They really did. And many people didn't care about you. Those people, and it's nothing against them, they're human beings, I get it. I don't wish ill will upon anybody. I've never done that. I'm not going to start now. I'm saying that those people too will find dark days in their life, and they will perhaps be reflecting back on how they may have been able to help you out, and they turned a blind eye or turned the cheek and didn't. That's all I'm saying. But my hope is everyone is doing well, and everyone can continue to move forward and grow, learn, grow, teach, become awakened and aware, educated and empowered. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed, continue to become awakened and aware, and understand you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And please drop comments below as to how the narcissistic relationship has changed your life for a positive, in a positive fashion, or in a negative one, but my hope is a positive one, and help grow the community, help the newbies out, and share your wisdom with the community. God bless you all. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Remember that, you are not alone. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye you guys.